In a world just overflowing with information, how do you quickly get to the core of what truly matters? How do you take that stack of articles, research, all your notes, and turn it into something actionable, something that moves your ideas forward? Well, that's exactly what we're doing today. We're taking a deep dive into building an AI-powered minimum viable product, or MVP. And this isn't just for tech developers, not at all. It's really about smart strategy for anyone with an idea they want to test out.
Yeah, exactly. Our mission here for this deep dive is really to distill the crucial strategies from our sources. We want to help you understand how to define that core problem you're solving, how to set clear goals so you know if you're succeeding, and then, crucially, how to pick the right type of AI-enhanced MVP. The goal is getting your ideas validated efficiently. Build what's needed, learn fast, and avoid wasting time and money.
Okay, so let's unpack this, because before you even think about building anything, writing code, designing screens, there's one strategic step that all our sources seem to agree on. It's like the most critical first move.
Yeah, it's all about pinpointing your riskiest assumption. Now, what does that mean exactly? It's finding that one belief, that single idea that if it turns out to be wrong, your whole concept just collapses. It's the biggest if, right? The foundation everything rests on.
Precisely. And finding it, well, it takes some thought. You need to sit down, get clear on your core idea. What's the problem? What's your solution? Who exactly are you building this for? Your target customer. Once that's clear, then you brainstorm. List out all the assumptions. Everything you believe has to be true for this to work. Things like problem-solution fit. Do people really have this problem? And will your solution actually fix it for them?
Right. Or maybe it's the value proposition itself. Exactly. Will they see the value? Will it resonate? Or is it just something you think is cool? And monetization, obviously. Will they pay? How much? Market reach, can you even get it in front of them? Engagement, will they stick around and use it? And yeah, technical feasibility, can it actually be built? That's definitely on the list too.
Okay, that's quite a list. So you've got all these assumptions laid out. How do you find the riskiest one? Is there a common trap people fall into here? Maybe picking the easiest one to test?
That's a great point. Yeah, people often test what's easy or what they want to be true, not what's most likely to kill the idea. The key question you have to ask for each assumption is, if this is wrong, does my whole business just fall apart?
Yeah.
The one that causes the biggest collapse, the most catastrophic failure if it's false. That's your riskiest assumption. You have to prioritize the potential deal breakers first.
Okay, makes sense. Can you give us a concrete example to really bring it home?
Sure, let's stick with that idea of an AI tutor app. A big assumption might be, students prefer AI tutors over human tutors because they're available instantly. Sounds reasonable, right? Instant help. 24/7. But if that's wrong, if students actually value the human connection, the empathy, maybe a deeper kind of understanding that AI struggles with, then your whole AI tutor concept, no matter how smart the AI is, might just be fundamentally flawed. So that preference AI over human tutor, that could be your riskiest assumption. That's what you absolutely need to test first.
Ah, okay. So you pinpoint the linchpin, the thing it all hangs on. So once you know what you need to test, that big risky assumption, the next step has to be figuring out how you'll know if the test actually works, right? I mean, you need clear goals before you start. Otherwise, you're just kind of building something and hoping.
Flying blind. Exactly. Flying blind is the perfect way to put it. And that's where the SMART framework is so useful. It's pretty widely known, but incredibly effective for MVPs. Your goals need to be specific. No ambiguity. What exactly are you measuring? Measurable. You need numbers. Quantifiable targets. Achievable. Be realistic, especially for an early test. Don't aim for the moon right away. Relevant. This is key. Does the goal directly test that riskiest assumption you identified? And time-bound. Set a deadline. It creates focus and a clear point to evaluate.
SMART goals.
Right.
Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. Okay, so let's make this real again. How would this actually look for that AI study partner app MVP we talked about?
Great question. Let's map it out. For initial interest, a SMART goal could be, say, get 50 students to sign up for our early access list within 2 weeks of launching the landing page. Let's see. Specific number, time frame, relevant to seeing if anyone's even interested.
Okay, 50 signups in 2 weeks. Measurable. Seems achievable.
Right. Then, for core engagement, maybe something like, have at least 20% of those signed up students complete their profile and try searching for a study partner at least once within 72 hours. Now you're testing if they actually do the main thing.
So not just signing up, but taking that first key action.
Exactly. And then for value validation, are they actually getting something out of it? You might aim for, see 15% of students who search successfully connect with a partner and then report a positive initial experience, maybe via a quick survey, within 1 month.
Yeah.
Now you're digging into whether the core promise actually delivers.
And those specific numbers, those time frames, that's what makes it a real experiment, isn't it? It's not just vague hope. It's, did we hit 20% engagement in 72 hours? Yes or no? Clear validation.
Precisely. It gives you those clear validation points. And if you don't hit those numbers, it's not failure. It's learning. It's incredibly valuable data telling you, hey, maybe this assumption isn't quite right, or maybe we need to tweak the approach. That's the whole point of the MVP, learn fast, adapt faster.
Right. That feedback loop is everything. Now, what's really interesting about AI-powered MVPs, it's not just about speed, though that's part of it. It's how AI can change the way you iterate, right? You can gather data, maybe even retrain parts of the model almost live based on how people are using the MVP. It turns every interaction into a learning opportunity in a way that older, more static MVPs just couldn't. So the challenge then becomes picking the right type of AI-enhanced MVP to test that specific risky assumption with, minimum fuss.
Exactly. And there are several powerful types. Let's start with the Concierge MVP. Here, basically, you are the AI at first. You manually perform the service that you eventually want to automate. You're the algorithm doing the work by hand.
Right. We've heard about this with some big names, like Wealthfront, wasn't it? Giving financial advice manually at the start. Or Airbnb, the founders actually taking photos and handling bookings themselves, learning by doing, basically.
That's the core idea. And AI can still play a role even here, enhancing the manual process. Think about an AI chatbot, handling the initial sign-up, gathering basic info, answering common FAQs, maybe even helping schedule the manual service. The AI isn't doing the core task yet, but it's making the human concierge more efficient. And maybe, even more importantly, while you're busy doing the concierge work, that AI is quietly collecting data, how users ask questions, what problems they state, the language they use. That's gold for training the future automated AI.
Okay, that makes sense. So the AI helps streamline the human effort and gathers data. So for our student example, maybe helping find research papers. You still find the papers, but a chatbot handles the initial request, asks clarifying questions, and maybe even drafts an email response for you to check and send. It lets you handle more requests and see more patterns.
Exactly. You streamline the simple stuff to focus on learning from the complex stuff. Now, related but different is the Wizard of Oz MVP.
The man behind the curtain.
Precisely. Here, the user thinks they're interacting with a fully automated system. It looks like magic on the front end. But behind the scenes, humans are pulling the levers, doing the work to simulate that automated experience.
Right, the classic story is Zappos, yeah.
Yeah.
Tony Hsieh taking shoe orders online, then literally running out to buy the shoes from local stores and shipping them. The customer had no idea it wasn't a huge automated warehouse.
Exactly. And AI enhances this significantly. AI can build that sophisticated-looking interface the user interacts with. Maybe it's a really smart-seeming chatbot or a web form that promises instant processing. But when a request comes in that's too complex for the current AI, or if there's no real AI yet, a human jumps in, processes it manually, maybe using some general tools, and then feeds the result back through the AI interface. It's perfect for testing user perception. Do they trust this AI? Does the complex workflow make sense to them? All without building the really hard AI part yet.
Okay, so you could set up, say, an AI essay generator. The interface looks slick. User types in a prompt. But maybe you quickly draft something using ChatGPT or Claude, edit it, and then push it back through your interface like your special AI did it, simulating the end state.
You got it. It tests the demand and the user experience for that future state.
Okay, next up, the landing page MVP. Super common, super effective.
Yeah, this one feels very lean.
Totally. It's often just a single web page, describes your idea, highlights the benefits, and has a clear call to action. Sign up, learn more, get early access. The whole point is just to gauge interest before you build anything functional.
Buffer's the poster child for this, right?
Yeah.
Just a landing page, explain the concept, got thousands of emails, proved people wanted it before they wrote the code. Exactly. Pure, simple validation. And AI can really turbocharge this. AI tools now, like Lovable or various AI website builders and copy generators, they can whip up multiple landing designs in minutes. Generate different headlines, different value propositions, different calls to action. Then you can A/B test them instantly to see what resonates most, optimizing that interest validation incredibly quickly.
Wow, okay. So for that AI resume builder idea, you could use AI to generate 3 different landing pages, each with a different angle. Run a small ad budget to drive traffic and see which one gets the most email signups in.
Yeah.
Like 48 hours. Super fast feedback on the core message.
Precisely. Minimal effort, maximum learning about market interest. Then there's the video MVP, also about demonstrating the concept before building.
The Dropbox example, that simple animated video explaining file syncing.
That's the one. It showed people how it would work, the benefit, without needing the actual software ready. And it generated, 75,000 beta signups just from the video. Huge validation for a complex idea. And again, AI can make creating these videos much easier and cheaper. AI can help write the script, generate realistic voiceovers, some are getting scarily good, or even create entire animated explainer videos from text prompts. It lowers the barrier significantly. You don't need a film crew or an animation studio anymore.
So you could mock up that VR language learning idea. Use AI to help script it, maybe generate a voiceover, create some simple animation showing simulated interactions inside the VR headset. Brings the concept to life visually without touching VR development yet. Great for experiential ideas.
Exactly. Okay, moving on to the no-code MVP.
Right, using tools that let you build stuff without actual programming. Drag and drop, visual workflows.
Yep. Building functional, sometimes quite complex, applications using platforms like Bubble, Airtable, Zapier, Softer, and many others.
I remember hearing Glossier used a lot of simple tools early on. Surveys, social media, basic website builders.
Yeah.
Build a community and validated demand before heavy tech investment.
That's a great example. And AI is starting to integrate deeply here too. Some tools, like Lovable again, aim to generate functional web apps directly from prompts using AI. That's still emerging, but super promising. More immediately, AI can act as your guide. It can recommend the best no-code tools for your specific project, help you design the database structure in Airtable, figure out the automation logic in Zapier. It's like having an AI consultant for no-code building.
Okay, so back to the student example. An event recommendation system. You could use Google Forms for students to submit preferences, Airtable to store the events and preferences, Zapier to connect them, maybe send email alerts, all glued together without code, maybe with AI helping figure out the best way to structure the Airtable base or set up the Zapier flows, testing a functional system quickly.
You've got it. It lets non-programmers build and test functional ideas. And finally, the single feature MVP.
Focusing on just one thing, but doing it really well.
Exactly. Find the absolute core value proposition, that one killer feature, and build only that to start. Validate demand for that specific function before adding anything else.
Instagram is the classic example, isn't it? Started as bourbon, way more complex. Then they stripped it all back to just photo sharing with filters because that's what people were actually using. Laser focus.
Perfect example. And AI can assist here in two ways. First, AI analysis could potentially help you identify that single most crucial feature by looking at potential use cases or early user feedback patterns. Second, AI development platforms are getting better at rapidly generating code for specific, well-defined features. So AI can help you build that single core function incredibly quickly, allowing for fast testing and iteration on just that essential piece.
Right. So maybe an AI financial app. Instead of building everything, the MVP is only the feature that scans an uploaded bank statement and identifies recurring subscriptions you might want to cancel. Just that one specific AI-driven insight. You test if that alone provides enough value for users to engage before even thinking about budgeting tools or investment tracking. It's ultimate focus.
Precisely. It's about proving the value of that core atomic unit first.
Wow. Okay. So tying this all together, what does this really mean for you listening? We've gone from finding that absolute riskiest assumption, the potential deal breaker, through setting those crucial SMART goals to actually measure if you're on the right track. And now we've unpacked this whole toolkit of different AI-enhanced MVP types. Quite a journey.
Yeah, and the big takeaway, I think, is that these strategies give you a kind of shortcut, a faster path to validating your ideas, gaining real knowledge from the market quickly. By focusing relentlessly on that riskiest assumption and then using AI smartly to test it, whether through concierge, simulation, landing pages, whatever fits best, you make sure you're building something people actually want and need. You avoid that classic trap of wasting months or even years building something based on a flawed premise. It's about learning efficiently.
So the final thought to leave you with is, how can you take these ideas, these AI-powered MVP strategies, and apply them to your next big idea, even if it's not a typical tech startup? Maybe it's a new service, a community project, an internal process change. How does AI really democratize this whole process? Make testing and validating new concepts something truly accessible to everyone, regardless of whether you can code or have a huge budget. Makes you think, doesn't it?